right in front of us. This is where Tzfat is. And then we're going to go down to the valley to visit the Kibbutz Valley, Hula Valley. It's on the northern side of the Sea of Galilee. When you cross the Jordan, before it gets into the Sea of Galilee, the Jordan feeds the Sea of Galilee and it flows from it down towards the Dead Sea. So it has two sections, one on the northern side of the Sea of Galilee and the one on the southern side. So we're going to cross the Jordan and climb up to the Golan Heights. I'm going to drive all the way to the eastern side of the Golan Heights to
Sea of Galilee,
right on the border, to take a look into Syria and understand the strategic importance of the Golan Heights, and then drive to the winery at Katzrin. Katzrin is the city today, the district capital of the Golan Heights, where they have the Golan Heights wineries. We're going to have a tour of the wineries and also... just planted those palm trees.
Get it back if you buy them.
First phase.
Get it back.
Like that, they can open them up. Inside now is the Tabcha. Tabcha is the site where Jesus fed the 5,000 with the 2 fish and the 5 loaves of bread. It's known in the Christian tradition as the multiplication miracle. And right out there, it was an open area, and there was a big sermon that he gave. People coming in big numbers to be cured by him and to see his miracles and all that. Right next to it is another church, which is the Primacy of St. Peter's. This is later on, after the resurrection. He roams the country for about 40 days, and this is where he meets his disciples. And this is where he asks St. Peter 3 times, "Do you love me?" And, "Sir, you know I love you," and on and on and on, and 3 times, until he appoints him to be the rock upon which the church will be formed. And here is where St. Peter's got his authority, and this is where the popes of all the way throughout history, all the way to today, are deriving their authority. They are kind of successors of St. Peter's. This beautiful church was built up here in the 30s. The Byzantine church is much further down by the road on the seashore. When they rebuilt it in the 30s, they located it up here. Because really from up here you can see all the sides along the Sea of Galilee where he performed his ministry here up in the Galilee, from Kursi, where he cured the, released the evil spirit from the men into the pigs that were running into the lake and around there, to Capernaum, which was the hub of their work up here, Jesus and the disciples. It's the home of the mother-in-law of St. Peter's, and they made it their base up here. Bethsaida, the village from which both St. Peter's and his brother came. It was a fisherman community that was found some 30 years ago. And the Tabcha and the Primacy of St. Peter's, all those are around here. We're climbing up 15 below sea level, so they took already, like they haven't grown sort of 2 meters, which is huge. That's the part.
Lord have mercy. By an inch. Oh, look at the car down there. Look at the car. I don't think so. We're going to have it.
squeezing through.
Here to the right, all the way to the northern entrance to the city.
Look at the bullet hole.
It's a big portion of the city, but it wasn't the entire city for sure. The rest of it should be on our left and one side.
There's so many different spellings.
Squeezing pomegranates, it's just huge.
There's
It costs,
S-A-F.
oh, about $2.50 a glass.
Jews living in the Holy Present here. So throughout history, there were Jews living in the land of Israel. So 130 years ago, the first big wave started to.
What was the population before the first wave?
Of Jews? We're talking about throughout the country. It's a good guess, 10,000. Yeah, we're not talking about. But the country was not populated at all. As well, there were larger. Most of the property, in terms of the land, that could be worked out, that could be farmed, was held by wealthy Arabs that didn't even live here. Most of them were some of them are in Egypt, in Beirut, in other places, very wealthy people that kept this land. And on the land, there were people who worked the land as peasants, kind of. It wasn't theirs. They were paid. And there weren't that many of them. It's not that the country was populated heavily, and the Jews. It was pretty vacant, and the sort of inflood of the started of the Jewish immigration brought sort of development to the country, which attracted. There were work opportunities, so it attracted also Arabs. So they were gathering at about the same time that the Jews were coming in. There was also big sort of incoming of Arabic population, and but the country was not that for many years during the Ottoman period, the country was pretty vacant.